Hello everybody, welcome back to Knife Craze 2.0. Today I'm going to be bringing you a knife review. In fact, this review not only covers one knife, but two. These two Mossy Oak knives right here are quite similar. In fact, they're pretty much the same, with the only difference being in size. One's a little bigger, one's a little smaller. I'm going to show you both today. We're going to start off with the big one. Now, both of the knives come in a nylon sheath, and both knives have a plastic liner in the sheath to protect the nylon, of course, from being cut by the blade. They're pretty much identical. Both sheaths have a single snap button to keep the knife in the sheath. There's the large knife. Here's the small knife. All right, now, what I like about these sheaths are, while they're a little better than most of the cheap sheaths you're going to get with a lot of the cheaper knives. For example, like I said, both of the sheaths have a plastic liner in them to prevent the actual outside material from being cut by the blades. Both of them have average size belt loops. I feel these belt loops could be a little bit bigger because there are some larger belts out there that might not fit through this. So that could definitely be an improvement in the future. I mean, with the smaller sheath, you are limited to size. So, the belt loop can only be so big. However, on the larger sheath, I feel personally that they had enough room that they could have made it a bit bigger. But for most standard belt sizes, like if it's just a normal pants belt, it'll probably fit through these. Now, onto the knives themselves. So, with the large one, here it is, okay? Some interesting notes about it. While it has a fuller or a blood groove on one side of the blade, they opted to cheap out and not put one on the other side. It does have a leather stacked handle, at least it appears to be leather stacked, and has some varnish put over it, like a clear coat of sorts. It offers a pretty comfortable grip in the hand. It fits my hand pretty nicely, but I feel that the grip is a little on the small side, so for people with larger hands, this might not be, the right knife for you, but it fits my hands quite well. Now, what I do notice about these two knives, okay, the large one in particular, is that the blade shape is actually very reminiscent of a Buck 119, which I did have a cheap version of at one point that was made by Outbound. But the handle and the butt cap here, I guess that's what we're gonna fucking call it, and the finger guard, it slightly differs from the Buck. So when I look at this knife, I have an idea of kind of like a Buck knife. I kind of have a bit of a SOG knife feeling to it, and at the same time I also have a bit of a K-bar feel to it. But these knives being only like $32 for the both of them, these are nowhere near as good as a K-bar, and I wouldn't recommend heavy use with them. But let's get on to the measurements. So, the large knife has a total length of roughly about 10 inches, with a blade length of almost 6 inches. The small one has a blade length about has a full length of about 7.5 inches, with a blade length of about 4 inches. So, what would I use these knives for? Well, the large one I would maybe put in a camp bag and I'd take with me to a campsite, and I'd use it for stuff like cutting rope or maybe making feather sticks out of a branch. But would I pry with it? Would I dig with it? Not really. The reason for that being is this is not a full tang knife, and not only that, like I said, they are quite cheap, which means they're not going to be as durable as some of the more expensive, more sophisticated options on the market. This is what I believe to be a hidden tang or a rat tail tang. It goes inside the grip and it ends about down here. It does not go all the way through and around the entire size and shape of the handle. So it's not going to be as strong as a full tang knife. The little one's the same way. It also is not full tang, as you can see. It's probably, like I said, a hidden tang or a rat tail tang. So they're not going to be the strongest knives. But you know, if you're looking for something that's cheap, that's affordable, something that you can just throw in your kit, use it for whatever, and if it gets damaged, so what? You're out $30. You know, then these knives are perfect. But if you want something that's going to last you, and I'm not sponsored in any way, but if you want something that's going to last you, get a K-bar or get a really good buck knife. The Buck 110 is an excellent knife in my opinion. But pretty much, guys, that's it. That's it for the review of these two knives. Now, I have been starting to use this one a bit. I'm going to use it a bit more. Maybe take it camping with me next time I go, see how it holds up. And I might do a catch-up video, you know, to catch you guys up on how it's held up, how it's lasted, and we'll see. So, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, leave a nice comment, and if you feel like it, subscribe. Have yourself a great day.